Hey everyone, welcome back to the District 3 podcast. My name is Irvin.
And I'm Miggs.
And today we're actually joined by someone who I actually just met for the first time. With us is Zeke Peña. He is a illustrator, a cartoonist as well, and just an overall artist. So Zeke, I'm sorry we were late to start, but I appreciate you being patient and being here with us today.
It's all good. I got some drawing done there while I was waiting, and yeah, I'm really grateful to be here right now. It's the first time that I've been able to speak on air here in this community that I've been living in for a while, so I appreciate the invitation. Yeah.
I saw you were on another podcast too, though, right? You did a podcast?
Yeah, I did a podcast with Travis Yonker. He's a former librarian, also an illustrator and an author himself. And that was recorded back in May when I was in Philly for a Librarians Association conference.
Okay.
So, yeah. But
like you were saying, right now that I went out there before we started recording, I was like, let me go talk to Zeke because he's already been waiting for a while. I walk up to you and you're literally like, what is the phrase? It's not drawing, is it?
Yeah.
Is it drawing?
Sketching, drawing,
okay,
whatever.
sketching.
Yeah.
And what exactly are you working off of?
So I was what I was working on right now. I'm working on another book that I'm writing and illustrating. It's about it takes place at the flea market, and yeah. So I was doing some sketches on that. But when I sketch mostly on paper, pencil and paper, just like a regular pencil and printer paper. And then once I get kind of some ideas down, I'll start working on the iPad, and I use Procreate and Fresco are the apps that I use. So yeah, I need a little moment, man. I have a toddler right now and not getting a whole lot of sleep sometimes. And so if I'm waiting, like even if I'm at the grocery store or something, someone like will be like trying to rush because I'm waiting. And I'm like, nah, please don't rush. Like this is like quiet time for me, like take a nap or just like do some drawing. And so, yeah, I don't get a whole lot of time to work, but fortunately, because I can work like that on my iPad, it makes it real easy to just work out the concepts and stuff that I'm working on and editing, and yeah, it makes it real functional and easy to get work in small spaces. So yeah.
Did you make that shirt that you're wearing? Did you make that?
I did it, man. I'll plug my friend El Machete Illustrated. Okay. This is Eric J. Garcia from Burque, Albuquerque, New Mexico, and a good friend of mine, cartoonist. And so yeah. Resist. And
what does it say? Only you can what?
Smokey the Bear, and it says only you can prevent fascism.
Yeah. Because when I saw your shirt, I was like, that looks like someone, like a brown person made it.
Yeah,
I felt the vibes.
Yeah.
Is it like Smokey the Bear?
No, because of the
brown,
because of the
the brown bear. Yeah.
Resist, and then the prevent fascism. I didn't get one of the shirts, so we all have to send me like a link or something where we can purchase one of those.
I will for sure.
Do you know if you got the name? What was it? You say something about Machete?
El Machete Illustrated.
Oh, Machete Illustrated.
He does like cartoons, really dope cartoons. Yeah, he's one of my favorite artists. Good friend of mine too. He lived in Chicago for a long time. We met in Chicago, and I went up there for an exhibit, and everyone at the gallery is at the National Museum of Mexican Art. Everyone was like, "Hey, you got to meet Eric. You got to meet Eric." And then I would like be working on my installation, and they were like, "Have you met Eric yet?" And I talked to like 4 or 5 different people. And I'm like, who's Eric, man? Who's this dude that I have to meet? But it's because like we were the only 2 dudes in the building from Nuevo Mexico. And so like they wanted to link us up. And yeah, it was cool. Like I met him, we got along, and yeah, I've been friends with him ever since.
Oh, man.
New Mexico.
Did he like Machete the movie? Is that why his name? Do you know?
I don't know where his little like logo or whatever has the machete on there.
Yeah.
And he's, about, kind of radical politics, and he does, a lot of his activism and his art and stuff. And so if I had to imagine, it probably comes from somewhere else other than that movie, but that's a good movie. Yeah.
New Mexico.
Yes.
Which I find a very interesting place. Every time I've driven through there, I've had like interesting experiences. There was one time where I went in there with my sister because we were driving from Arkansas to California, and we stopped by a KFC, and we go inside the KFC, and then people look at us like we're like extraterrestrials for some reason. And I was like, well, can people tell when we're not from here? Like, is there some sort of vibe in New Mexico that like, I mean, we didn't look much different. There was some Latino people in there, but they just kind of looked at us, and I was like, oh wow. But it seems like such a chill place.
It's chill, yeah. Where you first went wrong was you were in KFC.
Oh,
nah,
damn.
I'm just kidding.
Nah, I was hungry, bro.
Nah,
They had that special.
It's like it's you had the special. Did you get the biscuits?
Five
It was
thighs.
Tuesday. They had 8 piece.
5 thighs for $5.
You had the A piece in there. But yeah, it's like it depends on where you go, right? Like, it's really weird, the community there, because in some ways it's like kind of segregated, right? So it depends on where you tap in at. If you go to Santa Fe, good chance you're gonna get looked at like that. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of wealthier people that live there and stuff. But I mean, I love Albuquerque and like in southern New Mexico. I like the whole state. You know, a lot of really cool things are going on there. And you know, I always say like about New Mexico that because it's like one of the youngest states, most people think that it's like behind the other states, or it's like in some ways behind the times. But as you just seen recently, right, like they're the first state to offer free childcare to everyone who lives in New Mexico. So in my opinion, because it came into the U.S. younger, that's a lot of reasons why it's doing really quote unquote progressive stuff, right? Like they're doing really great stuff. And then obviously, you know, the indigenous community, right? There's a lot of indigenous people there doing really great work. And so, yeah, I love it. I love where I come from, and I love the people there. Love the food, you know, but I got opinions too about
What are they popular for in New Mexico? Like,
man, everybody.
The new tacos.
The what?
The new tacos.
The new tacos. Yeah,
they got new burritos. Too.
Something. Like, yeah, if you don't know, that's where they were invented. Nah, just kidding. Nah, but like, I always trip out on Austin because people try to claim that that's where tacos were invented, and I'm like, yo, wait a minute, hold on here. But I think that everyone always says, like, if it's the first question that people will tell me when they're not from New Mexico is like, red or green, and I'm like, because they want to know if you want red or green chile, because red or green chile goes on everything. But it's just kind of like, I don't know.
What type of meat are we talking about?
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
it's like what?
Talking about salad, maybe
it's
some
just
green.
it's just like a weird like concept or whatever.
About carnitas, maybe some red.
Carnitas, right? It depends on what you're putting it in. Depends on what it's going on, right? I mean, for me, it's, you know, red enchiladas. Enchiladas are made a little bit different there. They're flat, you know. Yeah, they're trip out. They're flat. So the way my grandma would make them is it's like 3 flat red enchiladas, and so cheese in between. Because they're made sometimes like in a casserole type thing, like casserole, right? Like you put them in a layer, and that's how you feed everybody. But yeah, my wife always trips on it because she's from El Paso, so it's like they're not rolled, you know. But yeah, but it's like, it's good food, you know. You get guisados and stuff, but yo, you could find some not good like food there too.
like some what do they call that? Like the fake Mexican food, like
Tex-Mex.
Kind of like Tex-Mex.
Tex-Mex.
Even though, like, I'm not gonna lie, I love Tex-Mex. Like I
like Tex-Mex from certain spots.
It's got to be the right spot,
Yeah.
dude.
I love I love real Mexican food, but I also will take like a freaking Steven special here and there. Don't judge me,
Dude,
Zeke.
tell me about the Steven special. We moved here, and then we'd like go to restaurants, and the first one we went to here, I was like, my wife was like, "Who's Steven, dude?" And then we go to this other restaurant, and it was like another one. So what's up with that?
So there was one. I'm not sure if this is true or not.
Yeah.
But I think there was a claim by a guy named Steven.
Okay. I mean, I assumed. Yeah.
Who lives in
yeah. His name was Tom. But they named it
what
a
I'm
Steven.
saying is, the reason why I say it that way is because I don't know if he's lying or not.
Yeah.
But like, I'll give him the benefit. I'll give him the
lying
benefit of the
about
doubt.
his name or lying about?
Lying about. He says that the Steven special was named after him.
Orale. Yeah.
That I think his like dad put it in and it's off of La Huerta on College in Springdale.
Ah.
It's
and then
that
it just
family.
like branched out from there or whatever.
Yeah.
Or what? Yeah.
So-
Because we've seen it in a couple other spots.
I know, but that's what throws
Is
me
that
off.
is that not a thing anywhere else, like in any other state?
They change it up. No, I went to like Utah and Colorado, and I asked for a Steven special, and they were like, "What the hell is that?"
Yeah.
They're like, Esteban. They're called to the back. They're like,
I was like, rice.
We got the Chet special.
I didn't do Chet, right? It's the same thing. The name just changes, right? Every time, yeah.
But they have the Pancho special. So you hear
Okay.
Pancho specials a lot también. And
that was where you said, in Chicago or where?
I went to Colorado and Utah, and I asked for a Steven Special at both places because my wife and I did a drive from Arkansas to Washington State.
That's nice. Dang.
So we were stopping all different places, and I'm a big Mexican food eater. So like I made her stop. I made her stop twice at different Mexican restaurants, and I even asked for a Steven Special in Los Angeles, bro. And the guy was like, I don't know what you're talking about, and I was just like, a bed of rice with cheese and chicken.
You know how like in like Mexican restaurants or whatever restaurants you go to, they always have like chicken strips for the kids.
Yeah,
it's
right.
very authentic.
Right.
Yeah, but like in a Mexican restaurant, a Steven Special is like the kids meal for white guys. You know.
Yeah.
It's so good though.
For unadventurous white guys.
Like if you put some vegetables in it and then you pair it with the chile toreado al lado, like it's delicious.
No, it is fucking.
You could add some chile, like for sure. Yeah. I've never had it. I honestly forgot what it was.
On purpose, but yeah, no, it's good.
It's good.
But
it's like chicken strips, right?
Yeah.
Or is it chicken strips or like chicken nuggets? Or does it depend?
Chopped chicken.
Not chicken nuggets. It's like chicken strips. Pretty much like they got the chicken and they cut it, and yeah, like then I dipped the sauce. I put sauce all over it.
All right.
Oh my god, I'm hungry right now. I want to go get one right now.
Yeah.
Anyway, podcast over. Hey.
All right. Bye. We'll see you guys later. Yeah.
Hey, can I get a chips?
Polvo Solar. Don't forget to buy it.
Yeah. You guys go to La Huerta. I'm going to KFC.
Oh. No, KFC be hitting too. But then you also made the shift from New Mexico and then you moved to Texas. Like that had to have been somewhat different, right?
For sure. Yeah. I mean, it's different in some ways, but where we moved was like 30 minutes away. It's
okay.
You know, El Paso's right there. El Paso, Ciudad Juarez, and Las Cruces are like right there. And then there's a bunch of other smaller towns.
My favorite wrestler's from El Paso.
There you go.
We were just talking about him before you got here.
Oh yeah, Shawn Michaels.
Damn, what you mean? Oh, you were talking about Eddie Guerrero.
Took a left turn on that one,
I thought you were talking about Eddie Guerrero.
Yeah. I was literally gonna say,
I'm not Mexican. Why would I like Eddie Guerrero?
I didn't know Shawn Michaels was Salvadorian. I didn't know Shawn Michaels was Salvadorian. But we were just
mean. I'm not. You know.
We were talking about.
It's all about Dominic Mysterio, the greatest wrestler.
We were talking about Eddie Guerrero because today is 20 years since he passed away. Today, yeah. He's like Shawn Michaels, still the GOAT. But yeah, we interrupted you. What were you talking about?
Yeah, I mean they're right there. It's not like that. I mean it's very different. Don't get me wrong. They're two different cities, obviously, two different states. But like, we moved there because my dad, that's where his work was at. You know, all of my mom's family was there in New Mexico, and so yeah, I mean, but I was like a year old or something, so I didn't know. It wasn't like a change for me. It was all I ever knew growing up.
Wait, did you move to Texas when you were 1 year old?
When I was a year old.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
I've been living in El Paso since I was a year.
So you're from Texas? That doesn't even count.
Well, I claim both, right? Because all my mom's family's from there, and it's like driving from here to like another town, right? Like if you drive to Bentonville or something. Yeah. So we were there all the time with my mom's family. Every Sunday we would go to.
So that's okay.
Yeah. So
what do you think about Texas Mexican food?
There. Texas Mexican food depends on what city you're in. If you're in El Paso, it's amazing because it's right there.
What about Austin?
Nah, you gotta find it in Austin, man. You better have a map or you better know someone.
I can't believe they said that the tacos started there.
Nah, yeah, people try to claim that. They're crazy.
Was it like pre-Texas? Was that like when it
nah,
was still
dude,
Mexico?
They're trying to say because Austin likes to fight with San Antonio, who has the best tacos, and I'm like,
and Tex-Mex, I believe.
And I'm like, neither one has the best tacos. They have good tacos, and they can make good tacos, but like if you're claiming what's made there, nah, I don't know. It's a hot take probably, but nah, like in El Paso, like it's, we're right there, so a lot of the food is, made a little more traditionally, like whatever that means, but yeah.
Here's a weird question. Do you speak Spanish?
I do.
Okay.
Poquito bien pocho, pero sí.
Well, I mean, I guess it's pretty flexible. Originally, I was thinking like New Mexico, and I know these two girls are from Mexico, and they have an accent. You would think they would speak Spanish. No.
Nah, I mean, that's like most of my family, right? Like all my cousins and stuff. Like we speak like we're from there, and but now I had, so my mom's family is that whole saying of like, in Chicano culture, Mexican American culture, right? Like the border, we didn't cross the border crossed us. Like that was for my mom's family. They'd been living there since before it was the U.S.,
Oh, wow.
And so that was that experience. And then my dad has the other experience, you know, where my grandparents, you know, one of my grandparents crossed, and then, yeah. So I have kind of on both sides of my family have two totally different experiences, but, you know, you have the kind of, you know, accent or whatever, but yeah, a lot of people just don't speak it. Yeah.
So then I might have missed this if you said this, but like your parents speak English too?
English, yeah. My dad's first language was Spanish, and he grew up in San Antonio in Texas. Mm-hmm. He went to a school where they would hit him when they spoke Spanish, you know. Oh, wow. And so yeah, like he would tell me stories about them, you know, because when he was in elementary school, he spoke only Spanish. And so, and all of his siblings or whatever, and both sides of all four of my grandparents spoke Spanish, you know, like primarily. But yeah, my dad having that experience, you know, it was like about assimilating and trying to, like, you know, make it or whatever. And so
was that put upon you too to try to assimilate? I
mean, I think indirectly, like I think just by the way my parents were like doing it, right? Like they were trying to do the job thing and the career thing and kind of like, you know, climb like that, you know. Mm-hmm. So it was indirectly, this whole was modeled for me, you know. But I think never anything directly. It wasn't until later in my life that I learned those things about my dad, like I started to see it from an adult's perspective of like why my dad was like that, you know. Mm-hmm. Being in San Antonio, I mean, San Antonio's wild, you know. You have the Alamo and you have a lot of this like Texas mythology, right, that erases Mexican people and erases Mexican culture, you know. So it kind of creates this, in my opinion, like this like self-hate, you know. It's like this not respecting or valuing your culture, you know, because you're living in a place where it's not valued, you know.
Sorry, but I was gonna say, so is El Paso close to San Antonio?
El Paso's not close to San Antonio. Okay. 9 hours.
Okay, but your dad
7 hours, 8 hours. My dad is from San Antonio.
Okay.
My dad grew up in San Antonio and then moved to New Mexico for a job. He used to work he was a bag boy in South Texas in the Valley. And then he got a gig like managing and stuff like that with that grocery store company, and then they moved him out to New Mexico to open a new store. So that's what brought him out there. It was his work.
Well, I mean, just because I got a few friends in San Antonio, and you have very San Antonio vibes, I feel like.
Oh, yeah.
You said West Coast.
I told him California.
Yeah.
You picked up San Antonio?
Yeah, I did. Yeah. Or maybe it was just a Texas thing, but not like this side of Texas.
Probably, I know. Yeah, definitely not up here, but San Antonio. I lived in San Antonio for a few years. I did some work out there. Love San Antonio. All my dad's family's from there. We didn't have time to go into San Antonio, but we were in New Braunfels, which is just about 30 minutes north of San Antonio. Met up with all my dad's family and stuff. And
I love San Antonio because it reminds me of like a big version of Springdale. Like
I feel that.
Like Springdale's a mini San Antonio.
Yes, I feel that.
Because like San Antonio is kind of like what do they call it? Like a I don't want to say little Mexico, but it kind of is like a little Mexico.
Yeah.
And then Springdale's kind of like a little Mexico.
Yeah.
You know, when there's just it's so cool being able to, like, when I visited over there and even seeing the people that are running for office, like there's so many brown people.
Yeah, for sure.
That are engaged.
Growing up, you know, there, and then being in San Antonio, and then in El Paso too. Like El Paso's, you know, majority, quote unquote, majority minority city, right? And so, you know, but I having that experience, and then just like the place too, right? It's not only the culture, but like the place. Like I'll drive some places here in Springdale, like right there by Morelias and all that. You cross over the tracks and drive in those little neighborhoods right there. I'll be driving and I'm like, damn, dude, this is like my grandma and grandpa's place. Like I'll drive by the houses. I'm not sure if it's just like the era of the house or whatever, but yeah, it makes me feel like I'm in San Antonio. It's nice. Yeah.
Are y'all currently living in Springdale? Y'all live?
Nah, we live here in Fayetteville. My wife works here in Fayetteville, and so we've only lived here, where she works. But yeah.
And when did y'all move here to Arkansas?
We moved here right before the pandemic. My wife, around 2019, she moved up here a little before I did, and then I moved up like February, the year of the pandemic. So yeah.
Right when it started.
Right when it started, dude.
Well, when there was like, hey, I hear they're getting sick down here.
I know. And it was like, I kind of, while we were away from family, like it wasn't cool to be away from the family and stuff, but because it's smaller here, it felt good to be in a smaller place.
And like, you know, like, Like Kike Hernandez says, we didn't give a fuck over here. Like, yeah, I mean, it was great.
Yeah.
Especially for somebody who's asymptomatic like me.
You were just wilding out.
So how were you?
I took it. I took the vaccine for work.
Yeah.
Yeah. Disney, you know.
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't think I can say that.
So how did you adjust, like getting to this new place, but then having these restrictions because of COVID? Like, was it weird for you?
I mean, it was a little weird. I'm used to working from home. So It wasn't, I mean, I've been working from home for a really long time, like in the studio, right? So it wasn't, I mean, obviously for the health reasons and all that stuff, it was a big change, but on my day to day, it wasn't that big of a deal because I was working at home, had my studio. The work kind of slowed down a little bit. I had just published my first picture book, which was My Papi Has a Motorcycle, written by Isabel Quintero. And a lot of the events that we were supposed to have, like awards things and just like whatever, you'll go to like book festivals. No, a lot of it didn't happen because it just got squashed by COVID, you know, by the pandemic. But, you know, it was tough though, not being able to go out and like, you know, meet people and like do things a little bit, you know, be social and stuff. But yeah.
And you've been doing this, like illustrator, cartoonist career full time for years, right?
Been doing it for a little while. Yeah. Like I would say that probably around 2017, 2018 was when I made the transition to just working on books and illustrating and doing book covers and things like that. But before that, I had been doing freelance, like illustration kind of anywhere. I'd been, you know, doing
store windows or what?
Honestly, man, I've done store windows. I worked for a long time in graphic design, like doing interior spaces and menus and billboards and logos. I mean, whatever,
Okay.
like whatever. If it needed to get designed, I was going to say yes to it, you know, just to pay the bills. And when I was doing graphic design was initially how I was able to go like full-time freelance. And so that was, you know, probably around, you know, 13 or something like that. But yeah, I've been doing it for a while.
What does it look like for you now? Like what kind of work are you doing mostly now?
Mostly focused on books. Like I'm signed up for about 3 or 4 books right now. And then every year I do like a community project or something with someone in El Paso. And so I'm still doing that stuff. But mostly working on the books. They're at different stages. So some of them I'm like finalizing. Other ones, you know, just working on the sketches like I was doing earlier. And then book covers. It's a good play to fill space because there's a lot of downtime, right? Like you send people sketches or you send people stuff or you're writing something and there's just a lot of downtime. You do a lot of work and then there's like pauses. So I try to find little projects to fill in those gaps.
But I think it must be, for you specifically, it must be a very enjoyable career path, right? To be able to, for your job to be to express yourself with your art.
Yeah, I have no complaints. I'm grateful every day for what I do for work. Yeah, I mean, I'm able to draw for a living, which is crazy. And
did you ever think you could do that when you were a kid?
Not when I was a kid, you know, like I was always into it. I was into comics, cartoons, whatever, like media. That's how I kind of started drawing and getting into it was through comics. And, but you know, like when I started to look at college and stuff, I grew up in a house like where you needed to get a job, you know, you were going to go to school and get a job to help, you know, pay bills and raise a family or whatever, you know, is that kind of like thing. And so some of it was on me, you know. I don't want to say that my parents were supportive because they were for sure supportive, but, I just never had the courage to say like, I'm going to go draw for a living or I'm going to go do art, you know?
I was going to say, so that's the question I had. When did you start drawing and sketches? When did you get good? And when were you like, I'm an artist?
I mean, like most people, I mean, everyone starts drawing when they're a kid, right? Like we draw in school, elementary school. That's when I started drawing.
I still draw the same way, the head with the arms coming out of it?
Yeah. And it's probably good and hilarious. Yeah. I want to see your drawings. But so I started then, but then started, you know, I think my mom bought me this book on like how to draw cartoons, and it had like Felix the cat and like other cartoon characters of the time, you know, like 80s and 90s cartoons. And so that was really helpful. My sister was like super good at it. Both my sister and brother are good at drawing. But then just from like practicing that, right? Because it shows you like the shapes. You use like a circle for the eye or a circle for the head, you know? And like that's the first time I kind of remember like practicing. That wasn't in school. That wasn't like, you know, draw what you did this weekend with your parents, you know, and like a project for school or whatever, assignment. And then in high school,
like your dad hitting you.
Yeah. Dang, CPS gets called dog. Yeah. But the in high school I did some cartooning and stuff. I would do some drawings, and then we would pass around like notebooks and stuff with sketches and like writing verses and stuff.
Black
like,
books or whatever.
Black book, yeah. Passing around a black book, yeah, for lyrics, you know, and we would just pass them around, and you draw a character or whatever. Practice that, you know. I practiced that way. I think I didn't start getting like serious probably until 2007 or 8. You know, I had graduated, got my degree in art history because I didn't take an art path because I knew that wasn't going to be able to pay the bills. I took the professor path, you know. I was like, I'm going to teach art history or something, and you know, it's going to pay the bills. So yeah, it was after I graduated then that I started to be like, you know what? Like I took a break while I was going to school. And then after I graduated, I was like, I kind of want to get back into it. And so I moved back to El Paso, and that's when I started showing and exhibiting work there.
Are you wanting to do that in the future here, like to exhibit your work?
Yeah, I mean, I'd be into it. Exhibits are a lot. They're a lot of work. You know, I did it for a long time. I was only focused on like galleries and museums and things like that, trying to get shows. And I like it. I mean, I enjoy it. I think the last big show I had was in the Blue Star in San Antonio, actually. And it was a 2-person show, myself and another artist. And I do like that setting though, because I can show my personal work, because there's kind of a difference between the stuff I make in the studio and then the stuff that's in the children's books, right? Because it's for children, and obviously it's got to be appropriate and written for that audience. And the style that I'm drawing in is like a little more simple, so it's for a younger audience. And so I do like the exhibits for that reason. So yeah, I'd be into it. I'm interested in, you know, showing stuff whenever. Yeah.
I have a goal. I mean, I don't even know what the idea is, but I want to do that. At one point in my life, I want an art installation.
Like your photos or something?
Photos. I think I would have to do something with photos and video just to show the both. I feel also like I felt kind of like the same, because with video, I'm very like it's like I love it. It became my job because I liked it. You know, that's why I was proficient at it.
Right.
And then, but with my pictures, I feel like that's my. Like, don't tell me how to take a picture. You know, like it's my personal. Like I get to show stuff instead of like with video. It's like, yes, I'll change that right away. Not a problem.
It does kind of get squashed, you know, like when you're having to edit for something or someone, and then like you have that special, like you still have that special connection, and it's not like about control, but it's like you
want me to change the music?
Yeah, right.
No, easy.
Easy.
I got it. You know, the whole rhythm of the video, why you like it so much is the custom. Anyway.
do you find you experiment more like in the photos?
Yeah. I mean, like people have been trying to. I mean, I've done like a few paid for photo shoots where people try to get me to do things for their kids or their wedding or their quince, and I'm just like. Nah. This is art that hasn't been touched by, you know,
that commercial side or whatever. I feel that, dude. Yeah, for me, I asked about the experimentation because it's like, I think when I'm doing studio work, that's why I'm holding on to that little part of it, right? Because that's when I'm not focused on making a book, and for the audience, I make the wildest shit. You know, it's like I make like. I didn't know if I could cuss. Can I cuss on it? All right, you're like going off. I'm like, so like I make wild shit, you know, and it's like the stories that I'm making, I feel like are free, of the idea is free, you know, and it's not there. I'm not worried about some editor, and I'm not worried about the audience and like how they're gonna read it. So when you go to my site, the first thing that's on my site, the first thing is this book that just came out, right, SunDust, but for the work, it's none of it's like book work. All of it's like the work that I make when I'm just making work, which is it looks different. I mean, it's got to look different, right? Yeah. And I like them both, and it's just two different modes, you know? It's like I can be in the mode of thinking about the audience, and then I can be in the mode of not caring about that, you know?
Your Instagram's more personal, no?
Personal. Yeah. I mean, it's funny. Like I just recently, I was like looking at it and I was like, damn, there's a lot of book stuff on here. I gotta post some work because it just gets.
Let me
flooded.
hide it real quick.
And I don't like the.
Do you overthink a lot, like your social media? Like, do you like the aesthetic?
I don't overthink it. I tune out. I log out. I'll log out for like 3 or 4 weeks, and I'm just like off of it. Okay. Like I don't even mess with it anymore. I used to think like that though. There's a lot of the pressure of like, well, I'm gonna post this drawing, and then like I gotta make sure it's right. In a way, sometimes it's like it's good because it kind of like encourages you to like produce work or to draw something or it's a good little outlet for like this weird idea that's probably never gonna turn into anything. But
did you put anything on there on your Instagram that you saw like a spike in your followers, like art wise?
The book stuff doesn't get a lot of hits on it, you know, activity on it. The stuff that gets the most activity is the stuff, my equivalent of the photograph. It's like the doodles, the drawings. When I'm just making a drawing and I just make it to make it, it's the stuff that gets the most activity. I don't know why.
It makes you feel good, no? That your ideas.
I like it. It's also because it doesn't have text, right? Like all the book stuff and the adverts, it's like like just a chingo of text, you know. So it's like, and the algorithm doesn't like that, but also people don't want to see that. Like they're trying to see something that they vibe with, you know. Mm-hmm. And so when it's more open and it's just the image, they vibe with it more. And so, yeah, there's this one that kind of went off, and I wasn't expecting it at all. I just put it up, but it's of a character reading a book and holding a book, and the character is like crouched down and sitting down. It's a real simple, like kind of cartoonish drawing, and I made it somewhat quick, you know. It's like a quick comic or cartoon, and for whatever reason it went off. I don't know. It's all happenstance. I mean, I can't say that it's anything about the work. It's also probably the algorithm doing something. I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like the algorithm has a lot to do with it. Yeah. I feel like sometimes it like prevents people from showing it. I feel like if it shows it to people immediately after it comes out, it hits. I don't know. Never mind. I didn't want to explain it.
Wait.
Because I don't get it.
You mean you? I haven't been able to.
Like I feel if like you put it up and all of a sudden it immediately starts getting traction, like all of a sudden like it starts spreading it out and more people. Oh shit, these people like it. Well, how about these people? Oh, they're liking it too. Well, how about this people?
Yes,
you know?
I mean that's the way it works, right? It's like a trend, you know. It's like it's just a trend, you know. It's the more people like it, the more people like it.
I also feel like the Instagram algorithm likes bright pictures, like
brightness, color.
Bright. If you put filters on an image that are not the filters that Instagram has, I feel like that hurts it. Unless you already have a bunch of followers and people are gonna like it anyways. But if you're an average Joe that posts a picture, I feel like it hides your picture away from other people if it's like dark or if it uses some other type of filters. Yeah, that would make sense. I also when I log out, it doesn't like when I log out. It doesn't like me. It doesn't like me being out for a month working on a book and then coming in and trying to post something. It's like Wow. It's like dog. Yeah, it'll be like 100 people, and I'm like, all right, whatever. It's just that one.
Oh, yeah. Well, you don't go on there for 2 days, and it's beeping you. Hey, Marissa just posted something. Are you sure you don't want to come check it out?
All nagging you, all crazy. Yeah. But I don't know, whatever. It is what it is. At some point we're going to move on to some other platform, right? We should be moving on to some other platform just because of all the problems with it, you know. But you know, it is what it is. I don't get too caught up in it. You know, I'm more interested in just like person to person and like having those interactions with the book and with my work in person. You know, those conversations and like seeing someone holding the book, you know, is like different because I think we're just all consuming so much stuff. It's like, how do you even retain what's in there? It's like we're looking at a tabloid magazine all the time, you know.
You don't retain it, you know, like the new hot show that you like comes out with a new hot season, and then you're like, okay, I'm ready to watch this. I've been waiting for this.
I know.
What happened in the last season?
I know. You got to rewatch it or whatever, right? Yeah.
I also see that you post like political art as well. How's like the feedback on that? Do you get more positive feedback than negative? Because sometimes like hateful people will show up. Oh yeah,
I'm starting to get a lot of the hate stuff. Like, there was like some low-key threatening stuff, especially when I post about Palestine and I start to get into it, and it's a lot of the times it's just reposting, not necessarily me generating something or drawing something and then posting it. But yeah, I get hit with that a lot, but for the most part, it's positive on the political side of things. I mean, I slowly built like a following, I guess, just like over the years, randomly, of meeting people and like, and so I feel like the folks who are looking at my work and following me are the folks that I'm aligned with, and so for better or for worse, if we're talking about politics, right, if we're trying to like, I don't know, hear other sides of things and like listen to the other side of arguments and stuff, but
that's not how we do things.
That's not how we do things over here. All right, yeah.
Not on this podcast.
Wrong podcast, bro. Yeah. Nah, it's good feedback. Yeah, to answer the question, I get good feedback from that stuff, and it's because I don't live in El Paso, I try to post a lot about what's going on there. I also see it now that I have a certain amount of followers and a following that I have. It's not a massive platform, but hey, it's bigger than most people's platforms, and so I take responsibility with that. And like, if there's someone who's struggling with something, like there was just, a friend. So I went to El Paso for the release of SunDust, August 5th, it came out. And we had this big event, and the event that we scheduled was with Las Americas Immigrant Advocacy in El Paso. They've been there for years doing work. They provide legal advocacy and support for people going through the immigration process. And I've known about them for years. I've been donating to them for years, whatever. Like they have, fundraisers throughout the year and stuff. But for the book release, I was like, hey, let's link up. We collaborated. We made this event, right? We popped up at this place in El Paso. And a lot of people came out. It was an amazing, beautiful event. And I met this person that came up because I was signing books and they came up. And they introduced themselves, my name is Xochitl, and I'm, hey, nice to meet you, whatever, signed the book, signed the prints, whatever, good interaction. They had like really good energy. They were chill, and then 2 days later they get detained, I had just met them. And then Xochitl took off on a plane and then was detained for weeks on end, So like that kind of thing, when
Was
it's
that on the news?
¿Qué pasó?
Wasn't that on the news?
Yeah, it was big time. Got a lot of, fortunately got a lot of publicity. And Xochitl was just released, a couple of weeks back or whatever. But it's like those things, like if it's, I try to support other things, but I'm really focused on like the community I live in right now, El Paso, and like communities where I have people and stuff. And so, I drew something for her and then always just trying to repost other people's stuff. But yeah, it's mostly good feedback. People are supportive, but then your haters are going to hate, so they're just going to come out.
Haters going to hate, potatoes going to potate.
Potatoes going to potate.
Well, let's talk about your new book, SunDust.
Yeah, I like Dave Chappelle's crackhead's going to smoke crack.
The throwback.
We going to edit that out.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure I'm not lying there.
So your book came out on August 5th.
Yep.
And this is the second book that you illustrate, but the first one that you illustrate and you author.
Yes.
Right?
Yep.
Can you talk a little bit about the book? What exactly is it about?
Yeah. So SunDust is about two siblings going on a cosmic walk through the desert, right? So we follow them. The reader follows them along in the desert behind their house. They see something fall from the sky, and then they go chasing it in the desert behind their house. And, at the core of the story, it's about home. It's about what home is to us. It's about belonging. And then, it's about the relationship that we have with the places that we live in, right? So also the land, and the relationship that we have with the other things that live there, And when I was younger, we played a lot outside, and we were always running around outside in the desert. And so that was kind of the spark for the story. And then just kind of taking it off of that, it gets fantastic. It gets weird. It's got a little bit of touch of sci-fi in there.
Okay.
I tried to sneak some sci-fi in. I wanted to make just a full-on sci-fi book, but I had to roll it back. I had all these like crazy drawings and stuff. I'll have to save them for another book, but it still has that little touch of sci-fi in there of the cosmic, and yeah, but simply put, it's just like a love letter to my home. It's a love letter to El Paso, the Sun City, and a love letter to an ode to the people who live there.
That's beautiful. Where can people find it?
Yeah, so you can find it here in the area. You can find it at Pearl Books, Underbrush Books, Dad Suggest Books, Two Friends Books. Those are all the indie shops that have it here in town. There's signed copies at several of those shops. And then, any other independent bookstore, they have it here at the library. And then large retailers too have it, like the big Barnes and Nobles places and things like that will have it also. But yeah, buy indie for sure.
How does it make you feel like to have that out now? Like, because you've probably been working on it for a bit, no?
Man, I worked on it for way too long. Yeah, you're supposed to take like a year and a half for a book, but nah, it took me like 2.5 years or something. There were a lot of delays and working through COVID, and I had just moved, and then I had a kid, and so just all this stuff happened, So having it out feels amazing, being done with it. And saying that I was able to write and illustrate it, because it's something that I think earlier in my career, I always wanted to do it, but I never had the discipline to like sit down and like do it, or the discipline or time or money, right? I never had that. And so, yeah, I was grateful to do that with this one and have it out there and get people's reactions, and even the negative ones, like I've got a couple like reviews that were like, I don't get this. And I'm like, all right, cool. Yeah. I respect and appreciate it.
It's not for you.
It's not for you. Yeah. Yeah. Like someone wrote like it went over their head, which I thought was like a really good pun, because it's like literally something flies over their head in the story,
Is this a good review?
Yeah. So you loved it? Yeah. But nah, I like that though, right? Like I'm not writing thinking about everybody, I write for my community in hopes that other people can understand it, in hopes that other people can come sit around and like listen to the story and get something from it. There's different levels that it works at, some people are going to be able to tap into it on a different level, because of where they come from, or because of the language they speak, or the way they look, or like whatever, right? So little kids, can take something from it no matter where they're at, because at the core of it, it's mostly just about looking around the places that you live in and understanding that those places and the people who live there make you really special and make you who you are. Yeah.
I'm excited to read it. You have it in Spanish as well. It's called Polvo Solar.
Mm-hmm.
So is the Spanish one available too at those bookstores? Yeah.
So there should be copies at those stores. They're stocking the Spanish and the English version, Polvo Solar. And I'll give a shout out to my friend Ruby Orozco Santos. She's a good friend of mine who translated it. It's not typical that you get to work someone that you really know that you know closely on like a translation. Most of the time they just like send it to some translator or whatever. And I just like hit him up. I was like, hey, can I suggest someone? And the editor that I worked with, it's published by Coquila on Penguin Random House, Penguin Young Readers. And I had worked with them before, and they do really good work, and they're always trying to like defer to the creative's like preference, right? Like, who do you want to work with on this? Who do you trust to do this is basically the question. So I was grateful that they asked that question, because I knew right away who I wanted to translate it, because Ruby and her son and her partner, her husband, were reading the book while I was working on it, right? So there's friends and family that they have little ones, like my prima would read it to her daughter, and like people would read it, and I'm getting feedback from them while I'm working on it at like sketch stages and stuff, like, hey, what makes sense, what doesn't make sense. And Ruby was one of the families, and so she knew the story closely and was just someone I had worked with before on several other projects, and so I trusted her. And so yeah, she's the one that translated it and did a beautiful job at it. Yeah.
Well, for everybody listening, make sure you check out SunDust Polvo Solar, available at a bunch of stores, it sounds like, locally, and then also online. I also wanted to ask you about your vision in the future when it comes to your art. Like, what are some things that you want to do, whether it be locally or whether it be online? Like, what's motivating you to continue doing art? Like, what are you looking forward to?
Yeah, I mean, I'm still focused on books. I would love to do some sci-fi stuff. I have some adult kind of content. It's not like explicit content. It's just I mean, never mind. It's crazy, dude. It's nah.
Take my money.
Yeah, take my money. Nah, it's like it's sci-fi stuff. It's like it takes place on the border, and it's in the way future. It's like, you know, thousands of years, you know, from now. And I have concept sketches for it. They're on my site. You can check them out. I've had them for years. I've been working on this series of work called Funkdera. And Funkdera is just like, it's like a sci-fi futuristic take on the border community. And it's wild because some of the sketches that I made, I don't know, like 8 years ago or something like that, I posted one recently when all the ice stuff and stuff was going down, you know, like when it really started to ramp up. And like, it feels like it's like right now, you know, but I was making it from the stuff that we've been seeing in El Paso and all along the border, right? Like communities along the border have been witnessing and experiencing this stuff on the day to day. And so I'm excited to get something like that out. And then comics, I would like to make another graphic novel for like middle school. I realized in working on this picture book that when I write, it's for a little bit of an older reader, like a older kid reader. And so I want to try to tap into that, like middle school. Cause it's like where the real awkward shit happens, right? Like we're all really awkward and weird. You get acne and shit. And you're like, body's changing and all this stuff. And you're starting to get into your own identity. And, that moment in time is, it's really special, but it's also really awkward. But I would like to make a middle grade graphic novel. Yeah.
I'm gonna do one of those like that. The people that were telling you should meet Eric. I think you need to meet Chad Maupin if you haven't met him yet.
Okay.
Have you heard of him before?
Oh yeah.
Chad Maupin.
So he was a past guest of the podcast. He's actually a illustrator as well.
Okay.
And his art's not similar to yours.
Yeah.
But I feel like
what does he do work for?
Like he does a lot of what's it called, like freelance work,
like freelance stuff.
Like you see a lot of his art in Fayetteville.
We were just, I didn't know the last name when you said it, but yeah, we met at the Bentonville Book Festival. Okay. in the library up there. Dope work, dude.
Because he does the zines.
Yeah, all the zines.
We haven't talked about this too much publicly, but he wants to work on an immigration one, and I was gonna give him some information about like what's going on and stuff like that. But he's worked on several others. About like the Trump administration and he also like adds a lot of like sci-fi stuff to it. So that's what when you're telling me that, I'm like, have y'all linked up yet? Because there might be some sort of collab in the future.
Yeah, he was dope, super prolific too, right? Like he's making those zines, and like, man, it takes me a while to do that stuff. I made some zines, but they're super chafa, right? Like they're just sketched out and like one color and not colored, and they're just all small. Zine is like a little self-made, a DIY magazine basically. You get like you make drawings or make writings or something, and then you use like a copier and then cut them up and staple them together and hand them out. It's like a cheap way of making books for yourself. And so I've always used it as like a way to work on ideas. And so I'll put stuff in zines that I'm like working on, concepts that I'm working on, to kind of like just practice putting it out there and getting feedback from people, and then develop it into something else. Yeah.
He's the other person that I see all the time because he's always here at the library.
Yeah.
He's always here at the lobby.
I just saw him the other day.
He's always on his thing like you. Like he's always on his what is it? What exactly is his iPad?
iPad. I'm using an iPad. I think I asked Chad. I'm pretty sure he was using an iPad too. Yeah, to draw. I think so. He's a badass drawer, dude. Like really sharp, clean edges. He uses a comic book process too, right? That's kind of what I'm using. Sketch underneath, ink drawing, and then you go in and color it in.
And for those that haven't checked out that episode, go a few episodes back. We have his episode of a few months ago. It's really good, where he talks about just his vision and things that he feels like pretty much
strongly about.
He went in on that episode. I forgot about that. Chad did go in a little bit.
Got on the soapbox or what?
Politics.
Yeah, he seems like he goes off. Yeah.
No, but y'all need to for real to collab. But I'm excited about, you being here in this area.
Thank you.
Once I stumbled upon your social media, and I think you reached out like months
ago. A year
ago
now already, dude. Yeah, we've been needing to link up for a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, and I felt bad because I
don't feel bad. You're busy. Yeah, it's all good.
It wasn't even it was before I was even thinking of you being on this podcast, but it was like I for some reason I was like, I don't think I ever responded back to you.
It's when you were running though. It's when you were doing your. I reached out like
office,
right in the middle.
Running for office.
It was It was
that would have been 2016 though.
Oh no!
I thought
you were just recently.
No, I think it was the activism stuff. I think that's what you reached out to because you were kind of like, how
maybe
can I
it
help?
was a campaign. I saw some campaign or something, but yeah.
Yeah, you were like, how can I help?
I randomly stumbled across your account. You were one of the first accounts that I followed here of like politics and people staying tapped in because I was trying to tap in, and see what was going on. And I mean, I appreciated, everything that, you were posting about and the work that you were doing. Because me coming from where I'm from, know it generally, but it just looks different here, right? Like it's different community, different people, it's a different setup, different cultures. It's just like a whole different thing here, the way that it functions and then the way that it works. And I'm right now just in a supportive and like listening capacity, right? Like I'm just listening. If community taps me, because that's the way I see it, right? Like I'm good at drawing, I'm good at illustrating, and people tap me from back home. They're like, hey, we're working on this project or we're working on this thing. Can you help us out with it? And so, yeah, I mean, I say that just to say, like, if there's something you're working on, I was reaching out just for that. Like, hey, can I support? Even if it's just like showing up to whatever. And
there is a lot of ways that you can support with art. So I am going to be tapping it. I'll be like, can you help us out with this? Because there's just a lot of ways to reach people, and social media has allowed us to post content and stuff. But like art, the way that you do it, like it hits people deeper than a flyer that I create on Canva, right? So we're definitely gonna find a way for us to work together. Hopefully that you reaching out and saying that you want to help out, hopefully that's still there, that we can be like, hey, I'm sorry it took a while, but I'm just glad you're here, and I'm glad your family's here, and your wife is also like a force in the community as well. So we're glad to have y'all as a power couple, and excited to see just where the work leads, because I mean she's in a way also in art as well. I mean she's very artistic and
theater work, working with Latinx Theater Project and at T2 and stuff. And so that was also, I've been kind of low-key collaborating with LXTP, and that was the first group that I collaborated with, right? Like with my work, You
did like their event flyers?
I've done a couple over the years, and then kind of low-key done some just design that no one knows about, just like done it here and there. And then just always showing up, right? Like showing up to their events and holding space with them and the work that they're doing and the stuff that they're speaking about and stuff. And but we're, grateful to be here, grateful to you. I mean, we didn't know what to I didn't know what to expect. My wife lived here before when she went to school, and I didn't know what to expect moving here. I was like, yo, what is this gonna Arkansas. Never thought in my wildest dreams we would be here, but very happy to be here now, and like connecting with community like you guys, and
there's an opportunity to build here. Like we can make this what we want it to be like in the next few years. So that's why I'm grateful that there's people like you, that offer that creative artistic vision and can help us just kind of, through your art make some sort of an impact and connect with people that way. What do you do? This might be an obvious question for you specifically, but besides art, what else do you do to take care of your mental health?
I mean, right now, because I have a toddler, it's mostly that kind of stuff. Going to the park, going for a walk. My son likes to ride on the bike, so I throw him on the back of the bike and go for a bike ride. If I could play music, I would probably be into like playing some. I was like,
I saw you looking at the.
I was like,
he was playing it earlier.
I was playing on the piano earlier because I haven't been able to play a piano in a long time, but I'm not any good. But yeah, those kinds of things. I don't draw from a mental health, but I do write for that. So I'm trying to make more space to. I used to be really good about that, writing regularly, not with any intention of anyone reading it, but just like if an idea pops in or just whatever. And then, but I would say for me, it's mostly being outside, Yeah, being outside and, putting the phone down, dancing with my son or going on a ride with my son or whatever. Those are the things that keep me balanced. Yeah.
And where can people find you on social media, Zeke?
Social media, I'm on Instagram at ZP Visual. If you want spicy takes, I'm on Twitter too, but that doesn't have anything to do with my book stuff. I just
what's the username on Twitter?
It's ZP Visual. It's the same one.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not a burner or anything. I just come out there like that. But yeah, I'm mostly in the chat on Twitter, just like talking about basketball and books and comics and people just talking shit about whatever, and just that's where I go to talk shit, I guess. But yeah, Instagram, and then my website is zpvisual.com. Yeah, .com. Yeah.
Sounds good. Well, Zeke, thank you so much for making the time to be here. Hopefully many of our listeners will go over to your socials and buy your book.
Yeah.
And we'll post a picture of it as well so people can have a visual of it as well. But I'm just excited about what it's going to look like for you in this community and the contributions that you will give to all of us. So thank you so much for being here. And yeah, for everybody listening, that was the end of this episode with illustrator, cartoonist Zeke Peña. This is Irvin
and Miggs.
And we're signing off.